So it is possible. And I had the privilege when I was the founding pastor of St. Kateri, the Native American saint. Now, we made her a saint. We didn't wait for the Vatican to call us up and tell her somebody had two cheap miracles and she was a saint. That's the silliest process in the church. That's that intervening God syndrome that we see amongst all fundamentalist people. And so I had this retired commander who was, really interested in his church. And he and I gave most of the ideas, but he's the one that put it together beautifully. And we had a covenant. So this is a document in which the lay people of the church, and they wouldn't be lay people in the future church, there wouldn't be any laity, as I said 10 times, they would, with the pastor being here, and they co-equally here, would come together and make decisions, financial, ministerial, liturgical, any facet of Christian life, remembering the true purposes of every parish, every diocese, and the whole Catholic Church. They would make them together. And when there's a dispute, then, as in ancient times, it was taken to another church or to the metropolitan of the area. So it's not collaboration, it's collegiality, and it can be and has been done in different parishes throughout the United States. But of course, in other parts of the world, Holland and Germany and Belgium and France, but it's not widespread at all. And of course, every bishop wanting to retain his power doesn't want to have this. So when there's a dispute, it goes to the Board of Review, which is a group with the bishop of lay people, so-called, and maybe one or two priests, and they decide the dispute. But there wouldn't be that many disputes because you have to have consensus, not voting. And that's a tough process to carry out. And since Catholic lay people, don't have a sense of their identity yet, they're timid about it. Once, in that book I'm teaching, Clericalism, The Death of Priesthood, there's an example there. An old guy comes and he had a lot of money and he was on the diocesan finance council, and they had some sex abuse cases, and where were they going to get the money? And he comes to the meeting and says, I came here to find out what the bishop wants, which devastated the whole discussion. That happened to be a gifted bishop who said, no, that's not the reason we're here. We're here to arrive at a consensus with this dispute that's going on in the diocese and in 4 of our parishes about the sex abuse and the money and the victims and all that. So we have millions of Catholics. They go to a meeting and find out what the bishop wants. We don't care what the bishop wants. It's what the church needs, and when it comes to a prayerful and real prayer, not this cheap prayer, real prayer, and as I say, it's now and then, a long period of fasting to keep the mind clear and keep the Holy Spirit working in their psyches.